got my kid riding the bench as like a punishment, I think. You don't show, you sit the bench.
You got an extra pen?
Well,
No.
this is the last tournament I'm gonna do with my older one. Probably last time I'll coach him.
Well, our football team's only having one game. All of this work for literally one game, and it's on Saturday.
So I'll be around the 12U a lot more.
We thought we were done with football.
Yeah. Well,
put a
Nico said he was a
bungee
little
cord on.
behind, and I know Brandon is close. Let me just pull up one of your old agendas so I have the right flow here.
I don't even think I did the minutes from last meeting, like 4 months ago. Just kicked me off.
I found where the AI notes go. Up today, I was like, "Where? That's helpful."
Belichick coming from
AI
that tournament we
notes?
had.
Yeah, well, we did a call and I did like AI
Something.
notes.
It was only one age group.
Oh, I
so-
wasn't even, when did you
the
guys have a
middle
call?
For the feedback.
Oh, God, when was that?
3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Was,
Yeah. Oh my God, my knees. All right, let me find one of your old ones.
you gotta get off of them.
Jessica.
Here we go. I have. Was our last meeting in August?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm not too far behind here. Well, that's why I was meant to go copy and paste notes, and I just pulled up August.
I don't remember the September. I know for sure we skipped October and November because I was out of town.
All right, here we got.
I thought we had one in September.
You might have had one, I don't think I've been
I don't remember having one.
Was it? Did we have one in September? I thought that was the last one because I know we missed October.
We had a September one. I think August was our last one.
Trying to find your most recent one. Oh, well, that's probably true.
Well, I have to be back to the football field, but by 9 in the,
You have an old one?
yeah, I have it right here.
Let me just take a picture.
Game by 9:30.
So we cannot be past here, past like
Caleb's-
8:30.
Unless Caleb's gonna talk for 4 hours, I think we're okay.
Caleb.
I was just gonna text Ron and tell him the lights went on.
All right, here.
But yeah, just tilt it so I can see him. I think we're good whenever Ron.
I just imagine you just give me the finger every time you see that text go through. Appreciate you don't put it in the text though.
Oh, I guess we're on there. There we go. All right, welcome to our last board meeting of the year, our December 2025 board meeting. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's do a quick, we'll do a quick roll call. Vice President? Very good. Secretary?
Here.
You. Treasurer?
Present.
All right, Baseball Commissioner, he said he was on his way, so I would expect we'll see him soon. Softball Commissioner? Here. Sir. Member at Large John? Here. Member at Large Nico, I think he said he would be a little delayed.
Yeah, he's running a little late.
And Member at Large Joey.
Don't know.
Okay. All right. So we'll hop right into it. Okay.
Softball
Beautiful.
Commissioner?
Beautiful. All right. So we'll get into our reports. We'll start with our softball commissioner.
There you go, thank you. When I looked on today, we had 40 people registered already, which is a good sign. We had that one tournament for only one age group, 10U, and we brought in $300 something. I'm getting a check, I think, tonight, so I'll have it for you next week. And we're having a one-day tournament in January the 19th. It's a Sunday. More age groups for that one. Beside that, the season went well. Everything else was good. Everybody was happy that I know of. No complaints. Unless they didn't tell me, but
Is that the 18th? The 18th is Sunday.
whatever the Sunday is, yeah. The Saturday, I believe the fields are rented out.
Yeah, we don't have an issue, just Saturday, right? The 17th? 18th is okay? All right, just hear from the horse's mouth. Awesome.
Is that Farron? Are we talking about Farron?
Both on the 17th.
If we get every age group, then we need both.
I have that on my list of things. So the 17th, we have PBSO has Willows for a fundraiser that they do every year, just on the Saturday. And we're going to do Tristan McKenzie's baseball camp, which we do every year at Farron on the 17th. So at some point, he'll release that to us, and I'll send it to our group first, which is generally what he does. So anyone who would like to sign their kids up, boys and girls, it's a free camp he does. Went really well last year. They actually preferred Farron, which was nice because everything is compacted versus going back and forth.
Filled up almost immediately.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of the first one in 2018. My son, his name is Yay Big. Look how big his
You the link for
Yeah,
the
he'll
sign
send you
up?
the link before it goes out, so we'll share it with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, he's been giving back to the park all the time. He's a good guy.
Local guy, Roll Palm Beach High. All right, awesome. We'll skip Brandon for now.
We'll go you.
I'll go last, but
Okay.
I have a list. But all right, we'll go VP report out. Anything you want to add?
No, season went well. I think I'll piggyback off of some. I think some of your notes are probably going to be the same as mine, so I'll just piggyback off you when you chime in.
All right, Mr. Treasurer.
All right, so I hope you got it. I sent out the profit and loss for the first 3 quarters of this year. Just so everybody knows about the profit and loss statement that's done here, we have a third party that does our profit and loss every year. They do our taxes, it's DeSalvo. They've been doing it for a while now. The reason why we, as a league, enjoy having another person do it is, first of all, they're professionals, and they specialize in small businesses, and that's what this is. It's a nonprofit business. It's that third eye. Not only that, the financial people of the board are looking at it, they're looking at our accounts. They're wondering what everything is that's coming out of our accounts. So it's another way of being transparent. Just so if anybody ever questions anything or asks, or, everything on here is accounted for. They look at our statements every month. They look at everything that goes in and out of our accounts. So everything is accounted for. And if you can look at a lot of this stuff, and this is good for, and the reason why I wanted to send this out to everybody, for the people that are doing the uniforms and everything, this pretty much tells you everything that what we're spending every year for All-Stars and Rec. So I'm not going to really go over this, but it's all pretty much self-explanatory. One of the bigger expenses that we do have now is the background checks. That's a new expense every year, that the level 2 background checks that we have to do now. So there is some new things, but all said and done, if we go to our bank accounts, we're running at about $75,000 in the accounts, but some of this is accounted for. Like, I'm about to pay the trophies for the last 3 seasons, and that's over 20 grand. So basically 20 grand of this is already coming off the board. We do have registrations up for the spring season. We're at about in between 17 and 18,000 for registration for the spring and ready. So that's included in this, and all that goes into the main account. It's probably why it's so high at the moment. So I just want you to know, yes, we have $75,000 in our accounts right now, but some of it's accounted for. So we're sitting at about 40 grand, no, 30.
Yeah, we owe
Yeah,
the village.
so-
I owe you the report.
So it's good to have that operating cost. We need to have that operating cost. Do I believe we have to raise the prices on anything? Not necessarily, because, we've done free T-ball and softball for the last couple seasons, and we're still making money. Now we're charging. So, that was to build a program, and it worked. And all those T-ballers are signing back up. So it worked. It might be something we think about with the excess money that we have to do in baseball also, at least for the young kids, to try to build that young group so they start working their way up. Just a thought. In my eyes, and I want to throw this out there too, we are a nonprofit. So if we do have the excess, maybe we think about cutting our all-star costs, putting some of that back towards the all-star season. It's a reward for the players, I believe, anyway. Maybe we can start helping in that department as far as, we keep our operating costs, which I think we should have. But if we start building up and we have this excess, I do think we should start giving back to the league and I think All-Stars is a perfect place to start, and the young T-ball divisions. Keep working on those divisions also. That's all I got. If anybody needs a copy of this, I have some extras over here. This P&L, if you want a copy.
Is the jersey cost on there?
That's all I got. Thanks.
A line item for employees. But it's going to include everything we did, right? So you got spring, summer, and fall in that number. So you have essentially three seasons.
So just divide it by 3, and that's roughly.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, he could probably tell you, he had it there. Ed, what was the cost of jerseys? You had it in your thing.
Yes.
He had it in the inside of the checkbook.
I had the fall one.
Yeah, what was fall? It's like
Fall
19
was-
and something else.
Fall we had like 400K, so it's a good baseline.
Yeah, fall was 2390.
Yeah, we owe him a little bit more.
Plus like $500 of fixes.
It's like 25.
Yeah.
25, okay.
The total for all season is 60, included spring, last spring and this fall is 60,766.
Which includes All-Stars.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
On a background check, since he brought that up as a cost, did we ever find out if you're gonna need both in the future, or that's gonna?
Yeah, so what I've been told by Babe Ruth is we can get a waiver to not have to do the level 1.
But as of right now, we're doing both.
Well, we did both last year because it was required, and well, let me rephrase. There was an approval process to get it waived, but by the time the approval process started, we were already in our tournament season. So, and we can follow up with Amy and Sasha if that truly is waived. If it's waived, we're good because we can just present the list.
And that's good for 5 years, right?
It's supposed to be, yeah. I mean, that's the secondary question I have. And Ed, I didn't tell you this. There is a repeating annual reoccurrence to have them in the system.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think it's like $10 a year per person.
Okay.
So that's something we'll have to look at. Josh is keeping up with the list, right? The list of coaches, because if they're not coaching anymore, if they're involved in the league, we want to leave them in there. But if they've left or their
Yeah,
kids have
we
aged
gotta-
out, then we need to
there's
take them
gotta
off the
be-
list because they are going to cost us $10 a year or whatever it is to keep them
Maybe
on
we
that
can come
level
up
2.
with a more simple way to,
Track it. Yeah. Well, that's why, I like doing a list each. It's kind of a pain in the butt for the coaches, but I like doing a list each season or each year. That way the list is consistent and we have one list to look at.
okay.
Which right now we have. Yeah, we have it in there. So we have to look it up. It's a little bit of a pain. So we have to look up and it tells you who's approved. Now here's where it's hairy. Approved includes the background check. So none
Yeah.
of them are going to be approved. So we're going to have to look at each one until they remove that as an option. There might be a way to look at, and I'm not as familiar with that. There might be a way to look at who's done abuse, who's done concussion, right? Separate trainings.
I know you can go into each name and see who's done those.
So we'll have to see. There might be an easier way to do that. But historically, you could just look at it before the level 2 is required, and it's green. If it's green, they're good, right? If it's yellow, we had to look in there, and that meant there was a missing requirement somewhere. A lot of times what happens, one of them just expires, and you have to renew it.
New coaches in the spring would have to take it then. They're the only ones.
Brand new coaches will have to do all of it. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, except
And
for the level 1.
all right.
Yeah, so we'll set up the level 2 once we have all the names. I think we have a good list going from last time. So we'll just cross-reference that. It's a little bit of work because it's like 3 different systems you're messing with, right? And we're in a good place in fall because 95% of the people came from spring. But there's probably more on the softball side that were new because of the extra teams.
Right.
I think softball's pretty well caught up too.
Yeah.
I got all those loaded in.
I think they're all good. Yeah, I had one person reach out today on the Facebook that theirs expired, so we just have to renew it. All right, we'll flip over now that Mr. Brandon's here. We'll add you to the report out, sir. Anything you'd like to add, or you want us to come back to you? Nico or John, any words from the season or any feedback? Okay. All right. I'll add what we have here. So right now we're looking, and I just talked about
Do
this
you want me to
before.
go?
Oh, yes, you. Sorry. Did I skip over you? I did. Go ahead.
I'm a lady, don't worry, it happens. Nothing too much to report. I am going to be setting up a table again at the market because we had quite a few signups from that. I think I ended up getting like 15 or 16 just from that one day. So I'm probably not going to do it before Christmas, but probably through January, I'll set up the table out there. So if anybody wants to come out and kiss babies and shake hands. The one that you met me at last year.
It's right here, right? It's like right.
Yeah, it's literally right out front. There was a lot. I think I had more people at my booth than anybody that was selling stuff. Other than that, that's really it. All right, now you can go.
All right. Okay, so a couple things. We talked about the 17th, so that's kind of off limits. I think we told everybody. So what we'll likely do, I believe it's MLK weekend anyways, and that's the start of the fair, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of an interesting weekend in general. But the 17th, both parks will be full. One will have PBSO at Willows. We'll also have Tristan McKenzie's camp at Farron. And so once all that link comes out, we'll share it. So we're looking at the week of the 19th to the 25th. It will just need finalized for probably evaluations. That very following week, right? So from that Monday to the Saturday, however we want to deal with that. And so more to come on that, but that will likely be the week of evaluations. We'll come up with a draft date shortly thereafter, if not that weekend, if we can pull it off during the week. Registration is open. I know we touched on that a little bit. We did offer a promo for the first, 75. I think we have 54 in baseball right now and 37. This was yesterday, though, I think, or yesterday. So it might have gone up just a hair. Good numbers for the most part. I'd say consistent with what we see. So we got just shy of 100. Our biggest age groups continue to be the younger age groups, which is kind of the future of the league, which is good. We have 26 and 8U baseball. By far the biggest group we have so far. We have 12 and 6U softball. And I owe some people some issues with some codes. So once I fix that, I know we'll have some more in some of these age groups. We did have a feedback session for baseball. I know we have one for softball. That's Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday. And that's at Farron.
It's going to be
At the rec center? Okay. And so we did one for baseball. I do have AI notes that I somehow stumbled across today. I'll share it with you guys. We'll go through some highlights when we get to that part of the meeting, anything that we want to address. We'll talk about the travel teams and new business. All of those, at least on the baseball side, are going to continue. I would assume on the softball side are probably going to continue as well. So we'll just put that out there for the group. Mike touched on our first softball tournament. seem mostly well represented. Minimal issues. I think the village did a great job with the field, so thank you for that. Thank the parks guys for taking care of that on Saturday and Sunday. I got a lot of compliments about the fields. Fall numbers, just to kind of touch on that, busiest fall season we've ever had that I can recall in a very long time. I only have numbers in our system through the past 3 years, but we had over 400 kids for fall, which is normally a spring number. Normally we're in the low 300s, so majority of that growth was in the softball side. And we had a little bit of growth on the baseball side. I'd said baseball was consistent with what we're used to. We had three 4U teams, 5 6U teams, 6 8U teams, 5 10U teams, 3 12U teams, and 2 16U teams. And on the softball side, we had 4 T-ball teams, 3 8U, 4 10U, and 3 14U. I would expect those numbers to be busier in the spring, which is crazy to even think of that, but I fully expect them to be busier. So I would expect them to grow probably one in some of those smaller divisions, at least one team. I'd say from 12U down in each division, maybe 2, depending on the age group, right? Because there's a lot of kids that play soccer and basketball and football, and so spring is our bigger season generally. Just some general thank yous. Obviously, thank you to the coaches, right? Big deal. We had a lot of coaches this year. What do we have, like 70 plus, maybe close to 100 with both
It was
leagues.
a lot. That list was big.
So, Josh and Jessica took the brunt of kind of getting everybody sent all the paperwork to make sure we get them compliant. Steve and Jimmy and Farron did a great job with the schedules, I believe. Minimal issues throughout the year. It's a big task, so thank them all for helping with that. That's a huge endeavor to take on. A couple things, in addition to what Ed was talking about, and I kind of floated this idea, is looking at potential clinics for certain age groups. I kind of floated that with the board, right? Get some of these professionals that we can tie in and just say, hey, coaches, you got an hour with so-and-so, you book it with them, right? And it would be age appropriate, right? So maybe 10U and up on the baseball side, I would think, and maybe we want some pitching related items, and below fielding, and figuring out what type of relationships we can work there. Maybe it's a mutual sponsorship or something along those lines, or it's something that we can invest in, like Ed talked about with the other divisions. The other thing I floated, similar to what you're looking at with the green market, if nothing else, it's advertising, but we have a ton of schools around here, and every time I drive around them, there's banners everywhere. And I don't think the banners are terribly expensive, and they leave them up for a year. So that's something I'm going to research a little bit for us, and I'll get with you on what that cost looks like. I'm going to say they're like $500 to $700 for the year. And if that's the case, then we should have one at Royal Palm, which is where Farron is. We should have one at the high school. I'd pretty much say all through Royal Palm and the Wellington and Loxahatchee area, we should blanket at least the elementary schools and middle schools, maybe even the high schools to some degree, but definitely elementary schools. And so we'll look at that as an option. I know we've talked about flyers. That can get a little bit messy. My kids come home with a new flyer for God knows what every day from the school. So I like the banner idea because they have to drive by through that car loop, or the buses come through and they see it nonstop. So I think we can be real strategic with where we target that. So just some food for thought once we pay off these couple of extra expenses that we have. That's the high-level things I have. I know we'll have some new business stuff we'll want to cover. You have anything you want to add to that on the baseball side?
Just want to follow up because you said you talked to, I know you guys had a coaches meeting, I couldn't be there due to work, but I just got a couple things that I want to talk about when we get to that subject.
Sure.
And that's about it, just some reflection on the past season. Other than that, we had a good season.
Awesome. All right, village report.
We don't have nothing from the village.
I think I sent you a couple things. Field 5, the mound is pretty worn, and I want to say field 2, the mound is pretty bad. 3 and 4 are pretty good. Those are the 2 they worked on with the new grass.
I actually sent something to Brandon the other day. Field 2, the right field light, it didn't go out. It's like aiming the other way, so it's noticeably, it just needs to be adjusted, it looks like.
To note on that, Field 3 is all right, but they need to add more clay to that or ground off that front where the front foot lands, because there was like an inch of dirt, and after 3 innings, I noticed this with my kids, they're sliding on the cement because they built it up with cement or something hard. When on their landing foot, they were literally sliding. So you either need to add more clay to that or grind that down a little bit and then add more clay to that. That was Field 3's mound.
The mound.
Aaron or, no, Willows?
Willows.
Because I noticed, seriously, if it was a dry day, that clay was gone, and they were literally sliding, their front foot was sliding out.
Yeah, I know the mounds were an issue, and then 3 and 4 where the new grass is, Ron, where they cut, it's very soft by the grass, so I don't think they added a ton of clay. So when they cut that out, you can see when the kids run, there's footprints right along that grass line. So I don't know if that's a place we can just dig out some of the dirt and add some more clay in so it's a little more firm, or will get firm over time. I'm sure that's where the grass was, which is why it's soft.
Yeah, those are the baseline. Is that?
Yeah,
right
right
by
along
the
the baseline.
baselines. Yeah, those are really soft. I
Yeah,
saw.
all the way around the grass diamond.
And the town did a great job on the batting cages at Ferrum. They look good. And the mats, the batting mats for where the kids stand.
Nice. All right. So anything else for the village you guys have? I mean, those were a couple of field things that we could probably do a walkthrough run if you want to in the future.
Maybe address the length of the grass.
Field 2's bad. It gets,
The infield grass is 5 inches long.
they cut it the other day, so it's not too bad.
Oh, did they cut it? Okay.
But it's still not even remotely comparable to the other 2 fields.
Okay.
I mean, it gets thick.
Now, I know we had, in a future budget, and you might not know this off the top of your head, they were gonna redo the lights on, is it 1 and 4?
Probably 1 and
Because 2 and 3, I think, have LEDs.
Yeah, they do.
And I wanna say it was 1 and 4, once upon a time, I was told we were budgeted to redo the LEDs. And 4, I don't think 1 so much, but 4 has a lot of trees and stuff that have grown over. So there's a lot of dark spots at nighttime just because of the trees. Which I think we could probably just trim back more.
Okay.
But I think the lights overall were okay, except for when we had the light outage. But I think, you know, in terms of the lights being fixed and lights on, I think that's been pretty good.
And I think we still have some light issues on, Field 2 at Fairmont.
Those are the new lights too, right?
I think there were some aiming issues maybe.
Definitely.
There's some dark spots.
Yeah, they're just going in the wrong direction, the lights.
So actually at home plate, and then also in center field maybe, but home field, or home
Yeah.
plate I think was an issue.
While we're on that subject, Field 2, that big banyan, is that a banyan tree out there? That big one that's over, it's getting really bad where it's coming over the fence.
We talking about Aaron?
Field 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think home plate and then right center, I think is they trim that tree and then adjust the lights at home plate
Yeah.
as it gets dark, to the right side of home plate.
All right, well, we'll make a motion to vote in the reports.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye, all right. I don't know that we have any committee people here necessarily, so I don't think we have a ton of feedback there, but thank you to those guys. I know Alicia's done a whole lot of work on the website. as has Jackie with softball. So thank them for that, keeping it current. That was one of the comments I had from one of our 10U softball folks, right? It's nice because everything's current and updated, and we can kind of see what's going on. And timely, obviously, makes a big difference. So thank you guys for that. Old business, I don't think we tabled anything formally. So we can kind of go to new business here. Anyone have any new motions? And we can go through if you want. I can go through some of the feedback.
Yeah, I've got a couple motions, but whatever you want to start.
Yeah, well, go ahead with yours, and then we'll all add in those
One
things.
of the big ones I've been getting a lot of play in 8U is bringing back the sling. So a motion to bring back the sling.
Second? Well, agree?
Okay, second.
And
Is
then,
that how you second it?
Yeah. Say yes, second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Sling is back.
we can maybe discuss, like, maybe not for the newer kids, that way coming up right at it and getting right into it, maybe not putting it right at 45 miles per hour like All-Stars plays, but maybe bringing it down just to help them adjust to it. That might be a rule we might want to play with for the spring, All-Stars are going to adjust, the All-Star kids are going to adjust to it.
As far as like a clinic goes, are you guys planning on doing a coaching clinic?
Yeah, so that's another thing is for all the coaches, I would like to just, because there is certain ways you can turn the ball and just doing a coaches clinic in general, working the sling.
Yeah, I was
Going over
gonna say,
rules.
going, the sling, can we just have like an operating like hour on just sling
was something
procedures?
I had,
Josh is a pro at this point.
I was gonna say, my husband's pretty good at it too, so if he
yeah,
can
we
come
got a
out
couple
too.
guys, so we'll dial in the sling, and again, I think we should probably look at maybe the rules and not just.
I don't think we
personally-
have it spelled out on what the settings are, but we can come up with settings
I mean,
as to what they should
yeah,
be.
I think every league does them a little bit different, but I think we keep it in that happy medium, not too slow, not too fast.
So we'll need to buy a couple of those, add that to our list.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
there-
the
I
I don't
slings
think
are,
they're that expensive.
Is there sandbags in there too for the sling?
What's that?
Sandbags?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
we need
have,
to get
we have
some.
a couple, but we can get some more.
I think the sandbags would help with people moving it around and definitely. Yeah,
And then that was the other thing, buying at least 2 brand new ones, setting them up before games. That way nobody can complain, oh, we're using their sling, they're using
No, I
this
think you
sling.
just leave it.
Yeah, and leave it there for the day, and then,
sandbag on it, it's not going anywhere and it's dialed to where it needs to be and it doesn't need to
one
be
of us board
touched.
members can put it up at the end of the day.
All right, so kind of going with your rule, kind of going back to the old rule. Do we want coaches to do it?
I would say yes.
Yeah, I think let coaches do it. All-Stars, you're gonna run into districts and states where the umpires do it, but they're very well versed into it, and the kids are.
Yeah, I don't think we have that spelled out, just as a point, because that came up in past lives. Who runs the sling?
If I think if we
it's
do a
big deal.
coaches clinic on it, I think we can help them, and there'll be enough of us experienced at it that we can help each other.
Can we get a moment to say Jessica told everybody and I was the only one who voted to not take away the sling? And here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've already started using the sling. We immediately stopped after fall season, but we use both. You know, we do coach pitch and sling. But again, you have in rec ball.
So let's clarify that. Are we doing it for both seasons?
The hard part was some of the teams literally didn't have anybody that could pitch. I mean, it was bad. That
Well,
was the bad part.
I'll say this, I liked the coach pitch in 5-6. I say maybe we keep Coach Pitch in 5-6, is that?
Well, this is a, so
Oh,
let's
sorry.
clarify your motion. So we want to make a motion to keep Coach Pitch in the fall, go to Sling in the spring for 8U. Anyone want to second that?
What about the kids that are older in 8U? You know, that hit off the machine, then they got to go back to coach pitch. Is that good for them, or you tell me? I don't know.
Find older.
I mean,
You mean like,
the second year 8U kids that have, you know, that go through.
it's gonna make it tougher going into spring,
Yeah.
first few games, going right back into it, because it's different speeds. I mean, it's pretty much night and day. Personally, look, I'm about to be out of 8U anyways, so I don't care, but, I think you turn the speed down in fall. Make it a little
I
bit
think,
slower.
yeah, no, I
And
think.
see, you might as. I think you should keep it one way or the other.
Yeah, I say you do Sling both seasons and then turn, you know, a little bit faster in spring, a little bit slower in fall.
Someone want to motion that?
I think until we see the Sling slow, in the next couple of weeks, maybe we do decide to clear it out one for spring, and we kind of adjust.
Well, the good news is we're in spring, right? Or I'm sorry, we're going into spring, right? So that's what we're addressing now. We have a long window to address fall. But. Okay, so spring Sling,
We can
we can see what it looks
revisit
like
fall
and
if we need
address
to.
it.
Okay, but now that brings up the 5-6 question. Are we, since we do the Sling, or since we do Coach Pitch for the last few things in spring, are we taking the Sling back into 5-6, or are we keeping it out?
And it slows the game down so bad, it's almost miserable.
Okay.
I wouldn't
I'd say
do it
keep
if I
coach pitch, because you can go up there and
Say
you
we
can throw,
keep
you
coach
can throw your
pitch
2 pitches
5-6.
real quick and then be done.
I think we're doing coach pitch, right?
All right, so
In the spring.
basically the motion is to keep Coach Pitch for 5-6.
And are we gonna start that, because I know last spring, are we gonna start that from game 1?
Yes,
For
I say we
spring.
should.
Yeah, I think that was just a mix-up on all of us last year.
All right, so who wants to motion that one? Go ahead.
We are keeping Coach Pitch in 5-6, starting on the first game.
For spring ball.
We'll be going by 2 pitches and 2 up.
Okay.
Aye?
All in favor?
Aye?
Aye. All right. Got more than enough. Okay.
That one I'm done, good with, and then I don't know if this is a rule we need to motion in, but going to snake draft. I know that was a
Yeah,
big topic.
Yeah, no, that came up.
Hold
That was
on.
in our feedback session.
What is this, like, just clarify what exactly a snake draft is?
So
You pull out of a hat.
instead
There's
of.
five teams.
Okay.
1 through 5.
And then you don't really go by rankings anymore, so it's all
Everybody
of
gets a pick.
us. If Ed down here starts off, and then Nico's last, the next round, Nico's first, and then Ed's.
Who are the best players in the first round? Is that out?
So, and that's another thing, I've
Could-
had mixed. How do we want to rate the players, or I've also.
I don't think the rating's necessary if you do the snake draft.
How are you going to find out who's? It's kind of like bringing up fantasy football here.
Yeah.
All the good players get drafted first.
Sure.
So everybody knows the play. Are they just so they're just going off their evaluations, what they do out of evals?
Freezes, and it doesn't matter. You get your 3 freezes, and if you're lucky enough to get another good player, then you're lucky enough. But
So how does that? Where do you? If you get your 3 freezes, where are they going to be ranked?
The ranking won't matter. Everybody gets 3.
everybody gets 3, so that's your job as a coach.
So if you say you only have 2 freezes, I'm just
When you come
running
into,
into problems
when
here.
you come into the draft,
Yeah.
no, yeah. So everybody has to have 3 freezes before they start the draft. So if you come in, you only got 2. All right, pick your freeze. And
Yeah, so once everybody else is picked, you would
we'll
get
start our draft.
your 3rd.
Going off your own personal evaluations, picking your players. Okay.
Now I thought about maybe putting them into, instead of doing like ratings 1 through 5, maybe like a tier system. Most of us know the kids and, put them in like a tier 1, brand new player. Tier 2 has a little bit of experience. Tier 3 has played all-star, several seasons under their belt. And then just leave it like 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
Instead of giving them a 1 through 5 rating, you can't manipulate it.
Everything gets manipulated, believe it or not.
It can be, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take out the.
No, I get it. I like it. I think it's a great idea. It's,
That's actually what it spells out in our bylaws, is a snake draft. But
Yep.
it would be, if Ed goes first and Nico's last, it would go this way. And then
Two
Nico
picks on the end.
Yeah, he starts the second round, he gets the first pick, and it goes back, then it goes back, right? And so everybody gets an even amount of kids.
I like the last pick in fantasy football.
Yeah. So, and then the only other thing that we talked about was, if our 8U groups does 6U evaluations, 10U does 8U, and that helps eliminate more of that manipulating that stuff.
Well, if we could pull it off and we have the division directors ahead of time, Brandon, they could do the evals.
Yeah.
And you just give them
Let the
access.
coaches run it, that way they can still do the evals, but let the division directors do all the ratings.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you want someone.
I know.
That's why it's hard.
I've evaluated every age group and do show for age groups, and so it's really tough and moves fast. It's hard to keep up with. So I think that the coaches need to be out there and watch the players, snake draft.
Yeah, coaches need to be out there and watch the players, but we need something to, like, where the coaches aren't rating them in the system. So if we do stick with the 1 through 5, where I'm not giving my son a higher or lower ranking so I can get
More picks.
more picks, because if I'm just using my son because I'm not going to use anybody else. If I give my son, say he's a 3.5, I'm not giving him a 2, and whatnot. And then he comes, Josh's kid, I rate higher or whatnot. And then you got those kids that some people know that they're not freezes, but they rate them lower. And then say John's never coached, he's first year in said division. He comes up, he goes, "Oh, that kid's rated high. I'm going to take him." But in all actuality, he just moved up from the previous division and he's not that
Well,
good.
that's why I think you're.
And that's where the
I almost
snake
think the
draft-
rating is irrelevant. Yeah. The coach has to eval, right? And if we don't have a coach, then.
I remember when we went to the point system. Before that, we did the snake draft, but you still did evaluations, and the best players went.
That's the idea behind it, 'cause
Yes, because that coach that freezes the 3 best players would get penalized because
it's not as bad as.
they're picking the 3 best players, and then they get the pick right away. So they're just adding on to their, you see what I'm saying? They're stacking their team.
So that's why you guys stopped doing the snake draft.
And we went to the points
Okay.
system.
Well, you could, yeah, so to your point, you could still do the point system. And what you would do is after that, whoever has the lowest gets pick 1. And that
Yes.
starts your snake
Okay.
draft.
Correct.
Yeah, you could do it that
So
way.
you use the rating to pick who gets first
Yeah.
and who gets last.
I mean, when we did the snake draft, it happened to me every year because I always had a couple of good players. So I would lose a round. An extra round, before I got my pick.
4 rounds, I think, last year. I don't think Josh got to pick until like.
I get what you're saying, but, yeah, I might get 1 extra kid, but it should even it out overall. And the coach has got to do
Well,
evaluations, right?
you think about this. Say coach number 4, okay, say his kid's not the best and his kid wants to pick his neighbor, one of his freezes. So his 3 freezes are, your 3 freezes are 3 all-star kids that play shortstop, third
And
base.
this is what I'm going to tell that
pitch,
coach. I'm
yeah.
like, hey, you had the opportunity to pick better players. You could have drafted them.
What if I'm just playing? I'm playing devil's advocate again. What if one of his kids are the worst players, but he's volunteered to coaching his time? You know?
I mean,
About having fun, Ed.
Yeah, I agree.
there's nothing we can do
Yeah.
about that.
So do we
I'm just seeing all the problems.
keep the ranking we'll have an independent ranking with one, maybe two if we can pull it off, but one person to do that age group, assigned to that age group.
And then the coaches are still
Then
there.
we'll use the ranking for the first 3 freezes, how to start the snake draft. Correct. So if Nico has the lowest score, he'll have the first pick.
Yeah.
And if Ed has the highest score, he'll get the last pick. So we stay in that.
Or the coach that came in last place last season
And the
can pick
coaches are still gonna
first.
be there
Well, that's
to
true, too.
take their own notes. But
Either way, it doesn't matter.
So we'll have a separate ranking from a designee
yeah,
for those guys. Now, here's playing along with that, what do we do with the no-shows? What if my freeze doesn't come
I
for
think
eval?
most of these coaches know these no-shows,
So
for the most part. And you sit there and you, as amongst the coaches, you talk to each other and be honest with each other and be like, hey, this kid's a stud. He shouldn't be in the last round.
So, yeah, so no-shows can't be picked till everybody's picked. Unless, it's, like if I freeze my own son, I mean, he can go evaluate, I don't care, but at the same time, does it matter if I've already frozen him in that point?
Yeah, on that, I believe when we did the snake draft back in the day, and it's in the rules, I think, the later rounds didn't open up until I think you were like 2 or 3 rounds away from it, if that makes sense. So as you were eliminating a row, another row would open up. Does that make sense? You couldn't just start your draft from the first round. All right, you got your 3 freezes and your next pick. Oh, I'm picking Joe Schmo. That's a stud back in the 10th round because you know who he is and nobody else
Yeah,
does it.
so
No, every you couldn't pick in the later rounds until all the players were coming off the board. Like once a row was eliminated, it would open up a next row. So there was say there's only 4 rows open up at a time. Okay, when the first row's gone, you open up the 5th row.
There's a list of 20 kids to pick from, and as this one kid gets picked up, it opens 1 o'clock.
Correct.
There's always a window of only 20 kids to pick from.
Correct.
With the draft, you're saying?
Yes,
tiers
with the
or-
snake.
Yeah, but with the tier or the ranking.
Yes.
So, and then the no-shows, I think, we give them a rating if we know them, and then, but they still
Well,
can't be.
you're gonna have to give it if it's freeze.
How do cousins and siblings and
So like if you have a kid that's
friends
legitimately
work?
sick, right, we're gonna have to give them a
I
ranking.
mean, look, there's nothing that's going to be perfect, but we got to eliminate some of this, right? So,
Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but I think you guys are all on the right track. And
Oh, sorry.
So we want to make a motion to keep the rating system. We'll have an independent rater for each age group. We'll use that ranking to determine the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever pick they get based on the rating, the total of the 3. And then we'll stick with that style all the way through.
I think that's
Okay.
about as fair, close as fair as we can get until we get more honest
Clear as mud.
people.
If you're doing
Just,
snake draft.
just to figure out the snake.
It's only really going to matter to if you're getting first pick or 6th pick, right?
so
So,
if someone's freezes equal a 7, and if it's, let's just say it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's the only reason it's gonna
The
matter.
person would,
After that, it won't matter.
yeah.
Yeah. So that way, if you have 3 studs and he has his 2 neighbor friends that have never played baseball before, he'll get the first pick, right? So maybe we can level it out a little bit. Yeah.
a 5-star.
Now, another
4-star,
question, though.
whatever.
All right, if you've got 3 freezes, and you want to get, you have 3 with the coaches, but then one's a sibling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can separate siblings. I think you
Well,
have
that's
to
what
keep
I'm
this.
saying. Well, no, we can clarify that, though. When does that sibling have to be taken? In the freeze?
Freeze is his question, because you could have up to 5 freezes, if that's the case. If 2 of them have
Saying
siblings.
You have 2 coaches, right?
Yeah.
And one of the coaches has a sibling that's going to play too.
Like John.
That would be 4 girls. 3, 1 to 1.
We have to try to make as much accommodations as possible as
Yeah,
far
I
as
mean-
spring goes.
But my
It will,
question
like, I can use.
I think you gotta do it out of the gate, right? I don't, because.
I think you have to
you
take
got
the
people-
siblings
I
whether
think
you want
get
to or
people that
not.
Try to be sneaky and
So-
do it later.
You
They're
gotta
like,
take
oh,
the
I don't wanna
siblings.
take
So
that
that
kid.
has to be your first pick, then the sibling.
Are they your third?
It would just be
freeze,
assigned
and
to
you
your
can't have
ranking.
an
So
extra?
if they
Or
were a
can you get
1,
3 families
and
plus
you still had a
to make
lower
it
score
4,
than Brandon,
maybe.
you might still get to pick. Does that make sense? I think it's just it would make a difference on the ranking.
players.
I want to clarify.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, most of the time when you got a sibling, it's like one might be a 4, but the sibling might be a 1 or 2. Most of the time, that's what I've seen. I haven't seen
I
too
have
many.
that scenario for 12U, where I have 2 kids that have to go together.
Yeah.
So, and they're not siblings, just from a,
So the siblings
Well,
are
okay,
going to
this-
be a
my
freeze?
kid's 12U, I
Is that
have
what
to
we-
have him with his cousin for carpool,
Not be
and
able to
they're
be
on
a
2
first
different ends of the spectrum.
Oh, so they're technically not counting as your freeze. They're just going to be a point total for the draft order.
correct,
Right, so it would just
Yeah.
be a point total.
Yeah.
Still take the kid, but it will just, you just may not get first pick.
correct. But depending on the kid, right? Yeah, it might not matter in the grand scheme of
It
things.
still might not even matter.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he had 7 picks before when I only had 3, and we didn't even do it that way.
Somebody was counting. All right. All right, so we're all good with that? All right, so we're gonna keep the independent ranking system for each age group. That will determine the order of the snake draft. If there's a sibling or a must pair, they'll just be included in that, and they will be part of your total. We're not giving everybody 4. Depending on where you stand with your scores, you may still get the first pick. You may have 5 before they all get 4. Does that make sense? So it will go by the ranking, but they gotta be circumstances where we know they're legit, right? So siblings, and there's a few we know, right? I mean, we can split John Sodders up. He'd be okay with that.
Have at it.
Who's the person that's gonna be the raider then?
Well, that's something that we'll have to determine, you and Brandon will have to kind of determine who. I would say a different age group or someone independent from that.
A different person for each
But
age
we
group?
have
Yeah,
a,
so if you have someone that has someone maybe an 8U that has no tie to 6U comes and does 6U,
yeah.
right?
And
Someone that
usually
has no
that's
tie
how-
to
I'm probably
10U
gonna go with the division
from
director.
14U comes down and does,
Or if we
10U.
get somebody that's totally independent.
Yeah,
that has no
or you just have
kids.
Ed do it, in your
For
case.
softball, I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
What are the chances of having the coaches sit down after evaluations and just saying, and ranking the kids together? So if you've got 3 10U teams, have the 3 coaches sit down and go through the list and rank the kids together. And that way, nobody's sandbagging anything because all 3 coaches are there. They're going to run through the list.
Did you hear that thought process?
I'm hearing that.
You saying, do you just sit with the coaches after the
So,
evals? and
so after
everybody just goes
evals,
down
you
the
sit
list?
down, you take all 4 coaches, of the division.
I think that's a great
You
idea.
guys sit in a room together and say, hey, listen, all right, let's run through our list of, 40 players and evaluate them right now after seeing them and taking our notes. And like, I go back to the tier system where you had the 3 tiers. So, yeah, so this is our top tier players, this are our midstream players, and these are our new players. So you guys, you get to pick from these 3 lists, but the coaches do it together as a group rather than individually and anonymously rating the players.
No difference to me. What do you
Either
guys
a
think?
group or an independent, I'm fine with either way.
Fine
we
with
have
either
it.
one.
An
I could
independent
see,
person
like-
rate each player or.
Independent person will be a lot easier to set up in advance.
I think the
because-
independent person is going to be really hard to get to show up. That's my concern, is that getting somebody out there to evaluate the players is going to be tough. And it's hard to do it. One person evaluating 40 kids is going to be tough. That's my only concern with it.
I think softball, we have somebody doing it. One person will do everything. That's not a coach and.
It's just a lot of kids to see. And so the other problem is that, you see the kid hit, you evaluate the hitting. Then you see the kid run, you evaluate the running. And then, 20 minutes later, you're going to see the kid catch and throw. And so I think that there's, the way we do evaluations, there's just, it's too much to try and evaluate all of it whenever you've got 40 kids coming through and you're asking one person to do it. I can't keep up with it whenever I've tried to evaluate all the kids. So
We've
I
been
think trying to
doing
get
it.
one person to evaluate each age division is going to be a lot. I mean, even in groups of 5.
So I've done a lot of different sports, and a lot of times how the evaluations work at other sports is that they make each kid go one at a time, and the coaches watch the kids go one at a time, and it seems like a slow process, but it goes through the line pretty fast. So the kid will run, then he'll immediately catch, and then he'll immediately bat, and then he's done. Instead of like, all right, we're gonna hit 2 balls, and then we're gonna let this kid go, and then let this kid go, but then we're gonna go over here and let that kid go, and that kid go, when I think they should just get it done.
I know.
Run, hit, and catch, and all of that right then and there.
That's kind of how we do it. I mean, but we have so many kids in 8U and 6U that we have to do it. And we'll set 5 up, do them, evaluate them. Next 5. So we
Yeah,
can hit,
but you're doing
run.
it like one, like, not like just like straight through. The group does this, then the group does that, then the group does that.
I think you'd have a more honest evaluation with the kids that the coaches know. Because, I mean, coaches, between all the kids out there, are going to know most of the kids, know their ability, and they're going to be able to rank them by looking at the list and say, hey, I know these kids. So I think that you're really only evaluating, as the coaches, the new players, the players that you've never seen before. So if you get all the coaches in a room together that are going to do the evaluations, they're really only concerned about the 10 new kids that have showed up this season, because most all the coaches are coming back or seeing the kids.
Last season in 8U, we had 2 new coaches, well, one that hasn't coached since 6U T-ball, and one that was actually brand new. He doesn't know any of those kids. And just.
I just don't think that the single person evaluation for each age group is going to be effective. I think at a minimum, you need 3 or 4 people to evaluate it so that you get a feel for it. And I think you're going to have a hard time getting that many people to do it, so.
Then, I mean, I'm just asking for complete honesty when it comes to evaluating those people.
You're not going to get it from the coaches. You're not, there's
Well,
always going to be somebody in there that's going to
So
stand back.
take your independent person, has to sit with the coaches and go through and rate them at the end.
Let's just do the tier like you said.
Yeah. Well, that would be it. I mean, I think you could send the list out ahead of time, which is what we generally do.
Tier would just be quicker. I mean, you could
And
do
then,
1, 2,
and then the
3.
coaches who
After you
know the
see 'em,
kids,
Sit down in a room right before the
send it
evaluations,
back,
and
and
you
then we'd have it
label
before.
kids 1, 2, and 3, and you're done.
I think you could do it even before.
Yeah.
So I think you could do the 1, 2, 3, and we're getting into more of the logistic piece, but I think you could do that ahead of time. We could send it to all the coaches. Even if you have a new coach, to your point, it won't matter because the other 4 know the kid, so they can rate them, right? And then we'd say, oh, that's a brand new kid, don't know him, right? And so if you don't have at least, what do you guys have, 6 coaches? If we don't have at least 4 scorers, we don't use that, and they get scratched and they're a new kid, right? So you could kind of skip a lot of that. So we like the snake draft. We can determine the rank system. I don't know, that has to be in our bylaws, how we do the rank system. That's more of logistics on how we want to do that. But we like the rating system to get to the point of how we do the snake draft. Okay. And that's what we just voted in. And we can determine how that occurs. Okay. All right. You got something else on your list?
The last one, uniforms. So you told me, I've got a quote, I got one, I haven't received the other ones, but I did get Rip Prince to quote us for roughly 400 kids based on that number. And then with some odds and ends, and I can send the quote out to everybody.
Sure.
It came out to about 28,000. These are sublimation and better hats, so better quality all around, with socks as well, because y'all wanted socks, if I remember correctly, right? And then as far as doing the sponsors, it would either need to be a hard deadline, like we gotta have it if you want it sublimated on here. If not, you can get it printed like on your Caleb shirt or like that. Coach can bring in his uniform, they can do it within a day, but at an additional cost, and we got that in the quote as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of coaches, the new coaches don't realize they need to get a sponsor until evaluations.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard for them to.
So I know, we've talked about a little bit of this about before. I've talked to a lot of sponsors, and I've had a bunch of them come through. The only one I've ever had that said that they absolutely want theirs on there is We Kick Brass. The others more want, the other ones like the banners that I see. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, we can evaluate if that makes more sense. Do we just, figure out, I don't know what the cost of banner is. I'm sure it's in that big chunk of an invoice you're gonna get, but we can figure out whatever that is and then come back and say, hey, listen, if the sponsorship is X, just add the cost of the banner, right?
Banners are cheap to like.
Yeah, so I mean,
They're not much. He doesn't use the high quality, on the banners. I mean, even though they last. They're,
so with sublimation though, you can literally put as much on them as you want. On that type jersey, they can put as many things as they want on them. And it doesn't cost any extra. When it costs extra is when we're doing that style shirt or what you're wearing, Brandon, because they have to press it on, every single thing on. Sublimation is all one. We can put as many sponsors as we want if we wanted to on one jersey. So we could either get as many sponsors as we could, sponsor the ones that we do have it, and then if additional fee or whatever, if that's what the sponsor wants.
Yeah, we're talking 40-ish teams.
Or we scrap,
40-ish teams.
or we
plus
scrap
40
the sponsor.
banners.
Or you scrap the sponsors on the jerseys and you do last names across the back. And sponsors just get a banner or whatever we decide as a package.
That's what we used to have on our names, we had our names on the jerseys back in the day anyways when I was growing up. And then every sponsor gets a banner and every kid gets their names on the back of their jerseys.
My fear is that we have so many issues just getting the size shirts that we need and getting the kids into uniforms, that
What's
now
the
when you
turnaround
start
time for the
adding
jerseys
names and
generally?
stuff,
For sub?
then that really means
Sometimes
somebody's
the jersey,
not
get
gonna
those
show
in
up to
like
the
a
game
week.
with a
You get those
uniform
in
one
like
day.
I think a week and a half.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
But that a
that's-
big of an order,
And we get a lot of add-ons last minute too.
I think it would be smart starting off if
A
we
lot
do
of
make this
add-ons.
change is every team add one or, get an extra medium, get an extra large, put it up if we don't use it.
Well, yeah, we know, we have a general idea what the sizes are. So, we could have 80% of your kids are mediums, right? 90%.
And I'm sure Jay at Rip has done many leagues, so I'm sure he kind of has some experience in mess ups.
Sure.
I'm sure we're not the only people that ever have mess ups. So that would be the quote for them. I actually am getting another quote from one other Glenn, actually a coach in AU. I didn't know they own a business as well. So
We have another one too, Charlotte's husband.
yeah, but he's a small scale.
Who's this?
Lawyer?
He doesn't do sublimation, but he does make quality peels or whatever.
Screen prints.
BTS. But I don't think he could handle 400.
Yeah, I think we need to get them all, right? Which I think was what we're collectively talked about in our chat, right? Let's get them all together and see what it is and what do we want to go with, and then, do we want to go all banners?
Now Josh gets his,
To some degree, banners will make it 1,000 times easier, right? Because that's always what the shirt guy's waiting on, honestly.
sponsors.
He's always waiting for sponsors, right? And some of that is, we have a little bit of a delay, and then we have 3 weeks and we start the games, right? So that's a quick turnaround.
This past
Right.
season,
Very quick.
it was a 2-week delay just because we were waiting on sponsors. So
So it was a quick turnaround, to get these
And we saw
sponsors.
how
And to
some
your
of the
point, we got new
sponsors
coaches,
looked
right? And a lot of times you want to wait for your team, and then you just ask your team, hey, does anyone have a business that wants to sponsor? And generally someone says, yeah, I got someone that will do. So,
If we do kids' names on the back of the jerseys, we can get once we all pick our teams, we can just send a list over, okay.
yeah, we just need to verify names. You'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
that could
Names and
be
sizes.
Even in that happened in All Stars, and that was.
Right, Nico?
In
Names and
99.
sizes. Well, we don't do names, but sizes is
I
definitely.
would say just put RPE on the back or something, Royal Palm Beach on the back. If we did anything, put our name on there as much as we can. That's what Acreage did. I don't know if anybody seen their jerseys, but they were really slick looking. I mean, and their whole fall rec on it, and they just have big acreage. They advertise themselves. So and they did like minor league teams. They were really cool jerseys.
Well, the people that do football, everybody gets their jersey, and then they have a company that comes, and each kid pays like $2, and then they put their last name on it.
So, and he could do that. He lives, I mean, the Rip Prince, he could do that if you wanted to do it your last name. As a coach, you could pay that and go do that if you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
And
I'm,
he could do that in a day.
like I said before, I think I'm open to it. We just need all the data, right? Because I feel like we get bits and pieces and then we got to determine, are we going banners? And if we're going banners,
I'd
let's
say
go that route.
every sponsor gets a banner, and then we just go without the name, the sponsor on the back, so we can, get jerseys that hold up and last. Because I know, like, Josh's Padres, they might have been new front logos, but those numbers were,
We got like 4 sets of jerseys, Nico, right? So one of them had to be okay. Just giving you a hard time. I don't think that's in our bylaws. I mean, again, I'm not trying to stifle conversation, but I don't think that's something we have to put in the bylaws as to who we use and
We just need,
how
I
we
just,
just logistics of.
do
what
it,
we wanna
I
do.
just don't want to wait till last minute, because that's what happens. And then we'll just end up going and getting the same stuff we always get.
Now, we need to have quotes done by the end of the month. All the quotes have to be
I can
in.
get more quotes.
Cutoff is the end of the month because it's December.
We have to have our choice, we have to have our choice of company by the new
We'll
year.
have a meeting in January before everything starts, right? Theoretically.
Yeah.
So we should be able to have everything on the table that we can already have that determination made.
if we get this information
So-
early, can we do it in the group
Yeah,
chat?
yeah. I don't think
I will
we
send
don't have
out
it in
this
the
quote,
bylaws
I'll
as to
send you out the.
how we deal with
quote, and I'll get
the sponsors and.
Be good.
If he gets, so if Josh gets the quote in 2 days, Josh can bring the quotes.
Yeah, just put it in the
Put it
group
in the
chat.
chat.
Yeah, I don't
and we
think,
can
again, that's
make a
not something that's
decision.
in our formal bylaws as to how we have to do it.
This way, we don't have to wait till next January,
No,
or
no, no.
beginning of January, in case Josh gets it later, all this stuff later this week.
And that, all right, so and then I'll move on. And the last one I had was from our coaches meeting. Keeps being brought up to me is in the 10U rules, drop third pitch and open bases. It's like some people want it and some people don't. This is what I know. Cal Ripken rules, which we play by in rec, technically, or in All-Stars, you're not going to see open bases or drop third pitch in 10U.
No.
And U-Trip, you will. Caleb, I think you can attest to that. So you're going to see it in that age group at somewhere, but not all kids. So
So this
rec
is
ball,
for districts?
districts, you will not see drop third pitch or open bases.
No, it's closed
And
bases.
coaching 10U this past season, it needs to be, I don't see it being a good thing.
I'm not
because
there
with the
yet.
Drop third strike.
My personal opinion is I don't like it till about 12 because we're still teaching kids how to even catch the pitch coming into them. So you're going to have a lot of drop third pitches, I believe.
That's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love drop third. Drop third's my favorite. 10U too.
I wish they do it in softball. So I like drop third strike because it keeps
Can
you
you?
moving.
Just in general.
So
Just makes it a little more fun.
if that's the case, I'm fine, because regardless, like, I'm fine with it. I feel like some of our kids are going to see it regardless of what it is in the rec ball or not. So it seems like I saw more people wanting it than not wanting it.
Wanting to
Say
keep
no
it.
to open bases, but
wanting
yes to drop third.
Wanting it in both fall and.
Drop 10?
No, it's pass ball
When we did
or
10U?
over.
So I don't know what it is
Keep
in
them-
spring. I don't know. Do we
Yeah,
play
it's
that?
drop third and leadoffs.
So, I'm fine with it in either way. I just was bringing that up because that's what I was asked to bring up by a lot of the coaches.
It's just going through a season of coaching 10U, I've coached it twice now, and they're both in the fall. You are teaching a lot of kids to pitch in 10U for the very first time because, like, I had a young group. I think my oldest kid was Avery, but since he was one of my better fielders, I used him as a catcher because he was stopping everything. So, but literally every kid I was teaching to pitch for almost the first time. And I mean,
Yeah.
they were throwing the ball over just getting them to throw the ball over the plate was like a good thing. I mean,
Yeah, because I think,
but teaching them how to teach
you got to teach them, not only, you can steal, you can lead off.
Now you're teaching them kids that literally have pitched the first time. Now they have to watch a runner rather than learning how to go through the fundamentals of pitching. And then in 12U, you got to work. Then you can actually teach them
Not to balk, learn how to pick off players, and hope he throws a good pitch for that third base, start catching a good pitch.
I'm just at that age.
10U travel, we did, it's always been bases open. I think we've only ever played one 10U travel thing where the bases were closed and the whole team was kind of like, whoa, like bases are closed?
Yeah, but that's how it was when I was growing up. You had Babe Ruth League and pony rules, which depending on the tournament you adjusted to certain things. But come to rec ball, and you got to think travel ball is a different tier of kids. You've got a travel tier of kids. In rec ball, you're dealing with first timers. Every kid wants to pitch. They want to do this. You want to teach them the fundamentals of that. Travel ball is something different. I think you're teaching an 8-year-old to pitch for the first time, and then you got to teach them to worry about picking off.
So it's not just travel, it's the all-stars are like that.
No, All-Stars is closed.
Not necessarily, because some of the all-stars, just for districts though, but all the other tournaments
Yeah, every
besides
tournament
one
you're
was
gonna play.
open.
So we were just starting, I think drop third pitch is probably a good thing, maybe not open bases. Keep the bases closed, because that's a lot for a young pitcher to learn, but drop third pitch,
Yeah,
like
I don't
you said.
mind the drop third. I think it keeps it interesting.
It does, and
teaches your
like you
catcher.
said, it
You got to develop your catcher now.
develops
too.
your catcher, and it also does allow maybe that kid that has never hit to get on base.
And they're gonna
And it
have
allows you
drop
to
third.
screen that when he misses the drop third and try to get him to run.
Yeah.
It makes for an interesting couple of minutes.
Leading off, if it's not in the all-star, if it's not in the district all-stars, leading off because you're teaching a kid to pitch and the kid to worry about picking off and whatnot. And it's a lot. And we don't have, it's with our weather down here, we don't have it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you make that.
To keep the bases closed, but keep drop third strike and 10U.
Yeah, I think you keep it both seasons. Yeah, I think you
Fall
keep it
and
both
spring.
seasons, yeah.
Close for both.
Bases fall in spring and drop third fall in spring.
That way, it's kind of best of both worlds.
Yeah. I'll second that because that's a lot to teach kids leading off, pick off and 10U for the first time.
Because you can still steal in close bases. It's just now your pitcher isn't worried about trying to pitch the ball, and especially if they're young and new.
Well, hopefully.
And hopefully they're not balking. Yeah, calling balks and all that
Alright.
stuff. That's a lot.
I got about
Unless
like
it's really bad.
10 to 12 more minutes before I gotta head out, so.
You got any other motions?
That's all. I'm done.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm just gonna go, I did this real quick. These are some highlights from our meeting. I can send it to you guys as well. One thing that did come up, and we don't need to make a motion to this, but I think just reviewing the rules, because there's always confusion on the rules and how that works, right? A lot of the feedback I got wasn't so much of the rules. It was more umpire related, and I don't mean that as an umpire complaint, but like timeouts, right? You can't call timeout from center field. You got to get the ball in front of the runner, right? And now if the umpire calls timeout from center field, the umpire calls timeout. He's the only one that calls timeout, right? So we can teach our kids to do all these things, but, I think we just need to revisit the rules because there's always confusion around how that works, right? Drop thirds and timeouts is a big one. Overthrows is another one, right? With T-ball. It was
Can we get with the umpire for can we get with Danny and whatnot and say, hey, when you send people out for T-ball, don't call, like, if there's a runner, the batter just hit the ball and he's only gonna get a single, and say there's a runner on second, like, don't call timeout unless that ball is in front of,
Well, the ball doesn't have to be in front of, the play just has to be.
the play has to be
paused, right?
dead, but.
So if the guy stops at third, he's gonna go timeout. If he's rounding and actively moving, then to your point, yeah, you shouldn't call timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's.
That's what they
a
mean,
huge-
hitting the ball in front of the
I
runner.
think we can just reiterate that with them, and if there's an issue, we'll just bring it up to Danny, but.
I was watching some T-ball games. The ball's being ran in from the center field, and the kids are calling time, and then he's going, no, you gotta go back to third base. I'm like, the ball's way out in the center field. How are you calling?
What if we,
Because the kid went time.
what if we made little laminate cards of the important rules that always get missed?
Sure.
And keep them at the concession stand,
I feel like it's
Yeah,
a new
and
one every year, every season.
and hand them out to the umpires every time they come.
Keep them in their bags. So when the fight happens on the field, hold on, I got my cards, hold on.
So that was,
I also would like to do like before like each draft, because most of the coaches will be there, maybe go over those 4 or 5 main rules and just
Yeah.
time to do it right before the draft.
That timeout rule's always been a problem. Years and
way-
years.
Fielding inside the circle.
Yeah, coaching and coach inside the circle when they're coach pitching or running the machine. That was always a bad one.
We also have to address that you can't, as a coach in T-ball, you can't assist your kid to hit the ball. You gotta put the tee on the ball and back away. You can't throw the bat forward, because I heard that was happening in T.
How about when you're
Heard
coaching?
from me when I hit the ball, though.
How about when you're coaching third base and you take the player and throw him home?
throw him down.
Or where they're about to run third base. Grab them, hold them on. I've seen that one too. You can't do that either.
Yeah, we didn't have a ton of stuff come up. I think 6U was pretty, just clarification, part of that was the timeout thing.
Yeah.
We didn't get a ton of 8U. I think 8U was relatively smooth. There was talks about the sling. 10U, there was drop third and lead
Open and
offs.
closed bases, yeah.
And then 12U and 16U, I don't think we really had any major issues on anything. Those are points we can bring up to Danny, and I think overall they were fine for what I remember. They got to be consistent, right? And that feedback's good, right? So that's something we need to encourage the coaches, because I don't like to send them just crap feedback. Like, if you have a good umpire, be like, hey, we like the guy today on 2. Send him more. Or if he doesn't know the rules, hey, he didn't know the rules, right? Can we revisit that with him so he knows?
I think Josh saw my game against Mike in the playoffs, man. And I found out that, not here to bash this guy, but there was a ball that literally bounced in front of home plate and rolled across home plate, and he calls it strike. And I was like, me and Mike Perez looked at each other, and he goes, he just called that a strike? And I was like, yeah. I'm like,
Keep trashing him, I'll call it a strike again.
Was the umpire behind the plate or in front?
oh, he was behind the plate.
Keep looking at him crazy, he'll call it again. One
Any
more
other-
crazy look and
any
you'll
other
be out.
new motions we want to add?
The name change for Wildcats, did we agree on that motion, or do we need a
Well,
motion?
yeah, we already have the Wildcats.
I got it. I'm glad you brought that
Their
up.
season's already done.
I'm glad you brought that up. So, two things. Baseball, I'm guessing softball's there, right? We're keeping all the same tournament, travel teams? Okay. So I'll just make a motion to approve the same age groups from fall into spring. Does everyone want to second that?
Second.
We're going to keep the same teams, essentially, right? Same age groups.
The name.
Predators.
Well, not names, just, hey, we have an existing team, we're gonna roll them over to
Oh,
spring.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the second piece, but that not in the same motion.
Oh,
Okay. All in favor of that? Yeah, just keeping the same, allowing them to keep their teams for spring.
Okay, yeah.
So, done deal. So now the conversation around what do we want to call? So the older age groups, just so you guys are aware, 12 and above and baseball don't have a requirement. That's been
Yeah,
that way
well,
for a while.
Yeah,
Because they play showcases.
it's Rebellion, then the Fury.
Yeah, and then historically, it's been Predators and Rebellion. And
So I think, everybody from what I've talked to want to be the Wildcats, opposed to Predators.
any thoughts on the Wildcats? I don't mind it because it aligns with the high school personally.
And we're on Wildcat Way, it makes
I'm
sense.
for it because I've heard the notion of people not liking, these are 6U predators.
Yeah, I've heard a lot.
Well, if they're
These
thinking that,
cougars.
then they might have a problem. They need to clear their gutter.
I
in their
agree with that
mind.
because it was actually myself that started the Predators name. Using myself.
All right, so,
Maybe I'm the problem,
so
not
if we want to
joking.
make that motion, the one thing I would ask, because you have half and half here, right, is let's make it like a start date, right? Which I would think a good time to introduce that would be All-Stars. Start with the All-Star jerseys, moving forward, anything 12U and below, right? Because you have some teams that have been playing for a while, they all have investment in jerseys and other things they've done to relabel everything.
I just saw, because Steve's doing a 10U team, a 9U team, I think, Basinger, it's either 10U or 9U. It was for Wildcats.
I assumed that it was, I thought we motioned it already, so we already just kind of just started calling ourselves the Wildcats. We cheer Wildcats. We're still using our All-Star jerseys, but,
My point is, we'll have a drop dead date where we need to formally change everything.
okay.
So I think
Which I-
that should
which I-
be.
Or you
for
just say
All-Stars.
any new teams,
All-Stars should all be
would be
Wildcats.
Wildcats, any new teams or
And then
Wildcats.
starting summer, any new, and it's on the baseball side.
Yeah, okay.
Any new reproduction of jerseys or anything would be Wildcats.
Good.
Is that a mouthful? All right.
Yep, we got it.
So we'll make a motion to change
Any Predator names
All-Star,
to
travel,
Wildcats.
Tournament teams on the baseball side, 12U and below,
Mm-hmm.
to Wildcats. They can change now if they'd like, but by May 1st, we'll convert everybody moving forward.
Okay, so
Except
if someone
12U's
wants
going to Cooperstown as Predators, though. Because that's after the All-Star, though.
That won't matter.
Okay.
I second that motion.
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're not gonna have
I mean,
those
it don't really
jerseys up there,
matter,
they
but-
give you a generic jersey.
Okay.
So, for that purpose, I don't think it matters unless anyone else has heartburn about it. All right.
One question on keeping the same teams. Now, you're saying the same players on the tournament team?
No, just the same team. So if you have an 8U team, we're rolling it over to the spring. For tournament team travel.
No, he's allowing the coaching, whoever's manning the travel team, to go ahead and start a
We
new
don't do anything
or
with
continue
players.
your team.
All right, so,
Yeah.
all right, that's fine.
Yeah, so you guys had an 8, a 10, and we have an older team, right? We're just carrying those over to the spring.
And
That's
we
all
have
I'm
like
saying.
a 8.
No older
you
teams.
have-
Yeah, so
Oh,
we would carry over
We're
the
not sure.
older
We're
teams.
set, we have a 7,
and the 2
8,
younger
9,
teams.
10.
And likewise with, Jose's
11
teams
U?
and then the younger teams in baseball.
U?
So that's all we would say is we're just gonna carry them over to the coaches and,
We have
coaches
7
and
through
age
12.
groups.
I wanted to backtrack a little bit, speaking of like how we do drafts and everything. Are we gonna do, because, I was talking to Joey, on the side about fall ball. And you mentioned that we have an agreement with the city
Sure.
that fall ball is strictly for educational purposes and everything. Joey mentioned this is instead of like doing a draft, in fall, each coach gets their 3 picks and the teams are random. And at the beginning of the season, you are drawn a first place seed, a second place seed, a third place seed, and whatnot. But the kids are just, it's no draft, it's just random. Is that something we can, since it's fall ball, this way we're still staying in the educational purposes rather than drafting teams of players we like? Is that something, because I know Joey explained it a lot better.
Yeah, no, I think I get what you're saying.
Like, say we have five kids, 50 kids, we just randomly, okay, these 3 kids are Josh's freezes, these kids are Nico's freezes, these kids are my freezes, and then the leftover out of those would just be randomized, pushed to Josh, me, Nico, so on and so forth.
Now, I just talk as a coach, I like picking my kids. And those of you guys have seen my team, I don't have super teams. I pick kids I like and parents that I like. So
This is just
I'm not
something
thinking to-
Joey mentioned for fall ball.
You guys, what do you guys think?
Is that why you haven't put us on your team
I
yet?
kind of miss
I don't like Jessica.
And then you pick your freezes and then
We just randomly assign.
assign all the rest of the
Ooh,
kids.
that could be tough.
You don't even have to do a draft.
That could be tough for,
I wish Joey was here to explain it, because that's something he was talking to me about.
For you.
But then the fall, we'll wait for
Coach,
Joey to
you
come
should have
back.
a little more control on picking this.
So we like coaches. Don't they? I like the person.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a,
Trust
and
me,
it's not
we
the
know
kids.
who we want and don't want on the team.
it's a real thing.
No, I do agree, and I'll take credit for that. We do need to pick at the draft in fall what your seating is right away, right? Yeah. And that just needs to happen, right? We'll do it right away.
So remind me, it just popped in my head, what Joey was saying is the reason why he was talking about that for fall ball, and I'm not saying he was all gung-ho about this, I don't want to speak for him, but it makes sure, because you don't know what kids you're going to be getting, it makes it more about teaching fundamentals and development of kids, because you don't know what kids you're getting, rather than say, Ed, he's going for pick the team that he goes, oh, I want this kid because he's good, I want this kid.
Is it random or does it strategically placed? Because if that's the case, I could still get a great team. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, yeah, I don't know what kids. I didn't know what kids I was going to get this past fall, honestly. Except
It would go like, okay, we have 20 8-year-olds that they're playing. We'll split those up evenly. The 7-year-olds will be split up evenly, and then the 6-year-old kids would be split up evenly. It wouldn't be so much. It'd be a random set of 8-year-olds going to your kid, and 7-year-olds and 6-year-olds going. I just so Josh wouldn't know exactly who he's getting. He'd just be getting a set of kids, and he has to focus on teaching fundamentals and development of the kids for fall ball, and every coach would have to do that.
Soccer doesn't do evals, and Okahili didn't do evals this last fall. They canceled their evals.
they also don't keep scoring games, and they just play scrimmages.
What, it's soccer?
Their fall ball, baseball.
Oh, for
They don't
Okahili?
even keep score.
So what do you guys like? You like picking? You like picking? You like picking?
I like picking.
I can wait till Joey's here and I can talk to him.
He can explain it better. I don't know.
I mean, other
It's
leagues
happened
do it, so it's not like not feasible. I mean, I agree with Gary, though. I do like knowing who's on the team.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't try to pick super teams, so I mean, maybe an oddball here. I pick kids that I've known and I've been around, right? That the parents and all whatnot get along, or to Mike's point, right, maybe you have a sponsor there, right? And you like the kid on your team. Maybe it works out well for both of you. So, all right. Any other new business that we need to vote on? No. I mean, I think overall everything went pretty well there. All right. So we got the sling, coach pitch and 6U, snake draft with a rating system that we'll agree upon here, and closed bases, drop third still active, and 10U.
That's for both seasons.
For both seasons. All right.
And then for picking the kids, it's going to be tiered.
Correct. Yeah, we'll come up with what we think. I like the 1, 2, 3. I think that's simple as can be. 3, they have some experience. 2, they're learning, and 1, they've never played before. Yeah. And I think that would help. And we can come up with how we get to that, whether it's all the coaches sitting and we rate it together. I don't mind sending it out ahead of time and they all rate it and then send it back to me. And we can have an average and you can see what everybody rated, right? Oh, look, Nico lowball. No, we can see what they did, right? But at least we'll have
That would be
a skin, right? All right, so the last thing we have is just open mic, but we don't have anyone. I think we ran Caleb off because we went so long with the new business. Any general comments on open mic stuff that you guys want to talk about?
along with, if we do introduce coaches clinics, we mentioned during that discussion we had, the possibility of teaching one or two parents scorekeeping for each team. If we're going to either do a clinic for that, or we just strictly go by the game changer. One game changer is scoring the entire game for everybody.
Yeah, that came up a little bit. I think you guys had an issue specifically. I think the rules say home team, but that doesn't really matter if the home team doesn't know how to keep score, right? So we could ask, and we had a lot more participation in the spring. Last year is the Royal Palm High School coach. Those guys get credits, right? We can farm it out to any of the high school kids that need these credit hours, right? They can come and keep score. The other option, and this is just another option, I believe, and I'll double check, I think Okahili pays their scorekeepers. I don't think it's a lot, it's like $20 a game or something relatively cheap. That's an option we can look at too if we have dedicated people that want to sit there and, right?
Well, I know what keeps them accountable, those scorekeepers, those official scorekeepers at those parks, is that their scoreboard shows the score of the entire game.
Sure.
And you better believe if that run is off, we're waving them down,
Well,
telling them,
that's
hey,
on my
hey.
list of once all the bills are paid, because I asked the West Boca, some of you guys played in West Boca. The West Boca just redid all the scoreboards. I think he said it was about 10 grand a board. And so I think we could prioritize what boards we want to look at, to your point, and, let's just use softball, 8U, 10U. Like, we have fields that are usable for multiple age groups. So if you prioritize the better field, you could say, hey, we're just going to use field 3. We'll play all 8U and 10U on Saturday there, and the scoreboard's running the whole time, right? Like, we don't have to split them up. And then as we get extra money or sponsors, which is the other option that Mike threw out there, get a sponsor and say, hey, put your name on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean,
We kick grass.
I know Chevy dealerships and like all them, they have no problem spending, you get, hey, $10,000, you get this on our scoreboard for 5 years.
Yeah, or you get 2 sponsors. Hey, $5 grand each, we'll put you on either side, right? Like, maybe it's a company. So that's something I think we could look at.
And parent that knows how to really talk. I mean, I think it's something that can be sold easily. I'm not a salesman. Sorry.
Now, so I know, don't hold me to this. 2, 3, and 4 work. Now, where the remotes are, we're gonna find. I know for sure 2 works and 3 works. 4, I couldn't get
Brought
it
my
working
own batteries for them.
at the end of the year. I think we had an electric.
I couldn't get 2 to work. Yeah, I couldn't get 2 to work. I have 3 and 4 working, but I cannot. I tried. I was even out there tapping on
we have a
the
good
box
chunk
in
that
the
work.
outfield, and I
We
couldn't
just-
get it to go.
Speaking of that, Mike Perez, who said he'd donate money, he has to write stuff off.
I'll ask him if he's interested in putting his name on one, for sure.
So yeah, I know he has to write stuff off for his company. I think he was like,
Well, what I needed is the price, and he sent me the quote, the president of West Boca, because I asked him when we played in the tournament, and so I have a general idea what it is.
I would
So now I can go to him and
Yeah.
say, hey, listen,
If I'm not mistaken, the ones that we have up on, they were $4,000 at the time. I know inflation's changed over the years,
big
but
difference, huh?
10 years
Well, we
ago.
bought the remotes, Glenn and them bought the remotes before they left. Those little remotes are like $800. They're terribly expensive. So, again, I think we can prioritize, right? And just figure out, because we'll probably have a couple extra bucks hanging around. And then we can sell them as sponsors, right? To put the names up and see. Maybe Ron will give us some money too. You never know. Any other new discussions?
No, I'll talk to you separate about it. Let's see what you think.
All right.
All right.
I'll make a motion in the meeting.
Second.
All right. All in favor? All right. Thank you all.